your setup.
Yes, this is the basement apartment.
Nice couch.
Yes,
One
the
of those
casting couch.
psychiatrists.
Mm-hmm.
Casting couch.
It turns into a futon.
Is it really?
Yeah, this is the one from Walmart. I bought when I lived with like Henry and Roxanne.
That can't be comfortable though to lie down on.
No, not at all. That was my bed for the first like year.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy
shit! It's easy to move. You know, it can fit in the car in the trunk, but it's very uncomfortable. So then when I moved downtown, I actually put like it evolved. It evolved.
What do you mean?
Like I put like a topper in those mattress toppers.
Oh, nice.
And then as I made more money, I actually bought another mattress to put on top.
What does that feel like? A twin, I guess? Double,
yeah.
whatever you call
it. Whatever the smallest bed is. It was not comfortable. But it was cool because my first place downtown, when I had like the other roommates, my room was like, it looked like a living room. Because during the day I would put it as a couch.
Yeah.
They're like, whoa, it's a cool spot. Where do you sleep? I'm like, oh, this is my bed too. Nice. Yeah, this is not a living room. This is my bedroom.
You actually sleep sitting on my bed.
Yeah.
I like this setup though. You should try to keep that.
This setup?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the old Ernspire set.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Looks legit, like a legit podcaster.
No, but the room's too big. It's not like, you know.
Something smaller, something not so echoey.
Yeah. If I go in my bedroom, I think it sounds better, but the aesthetics doesn't look. Is that the word?
I guess so.
You don't look good. If that
don't look good.
If that's what aesthetic means.
Back after 2 weeks.
2 weeks off. We had some stuff going on.
That's right.
You had a baby.
Yeah, no big deal. Yeah, I had a baby. That was one of the reasons why we chose to take a couple of weeks off, just because it gave me a chance to, on the days that we would film, instead of filming, I'd be at home helping.
Yes, and now the baby's all grown up.
Yeah.
And Kevin can go back to work here.
Yeah, exactly. Should be able to feed itself.
Where's Daddy going?
Going to pay the bills. That's where I'm going. I'm going to pay the bills.
What is his name again?
Wyatt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who named him Wyatt?
So we were kind of back and forth. We didn't really have a name. We bounced around from like Benny.
Ben.
Yeah, we'd call him
Ben
Beans,
Various.
And then we call Frankie Franks. So it'd be like Franks and Beans, right? That'd be kind of
Franks and Beans.
And Beans. But yeah, we kind of strayed away from that one. Then we were like, he came and we still didn't have a name for him for like a day or two. And like Wyatt had always been like a favorite of mine, only because I don't know if you remember this movie Tombstone.
Wyatt Earp.
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't so much, maybe not so much the character, but just the way that, like, I just like that movie. I really like the way that Kurt Russell played Wyatt Earp. So It made me like the name even more. And I figured I like that name.
Wyatt. That's
Wyatt.
It's a very different name. I like it.
It is. And then his middle name was Emerson, because I think that's Caitlin's dad's grandfather's name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wyatt Emerson
Various. So it is different, definitely different, but yeah.
I saw the video of him. He looks exactly like you.
Does he look like me? Because there's times where I'm just like, he looks more like Caitlin's side, or
really?
Yeah, sometimes I see that, but because when Frankie came out, you could tell like the face structure that she had was the square head and everything like that. And
she looks exactly like you too.
Yeah. I took this picture. This is gonna look so bad, but I don't know if you can see this. Obviously, if you are listening and not watching on YouTube, I'm showing Ern's a picture that I took of Frankie on the weekend. I just thought it was kind of nice. Check this out, Ernst.
Oh my god, she's a model.
She's
She's
just watching
posing.
TV.
She's not. Oh, she's not even posing.
No. She's just watching TV.
Oh, really?
It's just the way I angled it and edited it.
You and her are artistes.
Hey, we're trying. Speaking of artistes, little quick shout out to our friend Brian Aquino, who has donned the nickname of Brian Portnoy, the pizza review guy. He did a couple of pizza reviews on the weekend, and I thought he did a pretty good job. Ernst agrees he did a pretty good job. But yeah, big shout out to you, bud. And it also gave me a whole new respect for what Dave Portnoy actually does, because I'm pretty sure he does more than just one a day.
Oh, the pizza reviews?
Yeah, because after a while, it's just pizza. You're just eating pizza.
I don't. You think he does more than one? That's a lot
well,
of pizza.
I mean, I'm pretty sure just because it's just for like you can stack those, right? And then different episodes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because there was one episode that he was talking about what he was doing, and he brought like 10 outfits because they had gone to 10 different places.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so yeah, they're just stacking it for future. I'm sure he doesn't go out every day, but he does multiples, I guess, just to kind of get some stock in the role.
Yeah. Those are very entertaining, but too bad no one can see them. Brian did not.
Yeah, I know.
He did not post them anywhere. So.
He only posted it to our group chat, but we're trying to get him to post it on.
Yeah, maybe
on
you can start Bryce Stool Sports.
Bryce Stool Sports doing the hot dog review. One bite. Everyone knows the rules.
Those are really good. Oh yeah, Kev, we forgot to do you should do the intro. It's like 8 minutes in here.
All right, hit us off, Ernst.
This is episode 17 of the BFFisodes podcast. Welcome to the show. I'm here as always with my BFF, Kevin Farias. What's up?
Not much, buddy. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. I'm just, getting back into things. Things are starting to open up here. Yet, I think they might close down again. So
I know. I saw on CP24 today that the case numbers were pretty high, and it's the highest that it's been in terms of hospitalization. Tons of people in the hospitals. So I'm sure another lockdown may be in the works, which sucks.
Yeah. So get your haircuts in.
Yeah.
Before the summer or something.
It's on its way. I feel like it. But speaking of things opening up, I saw that you had done a show.
Oh yeah, on Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday I did a show in Kitchener.
Ooh.
Yes. It's
what
actually
zone are they in?
I don't know what color they're in, but they have a lot of they have less restrictions, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what color it was, but apparently it's maximum like 50 people indoors in this restaurant. And it was called Crazy Canucks. Great place in Kitchener. I think there's 2 locations actually in like Guelph area. And the producer, the host of the show, Sandy, he called me that day, the Saturday.
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, there's a spot open if you want to come. And then I was like, I haven't done stand-up since like Christmas. So it's been like 3 months. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready. Because I didn't even know like my set list or whatever. And then, but the inner comedian in me was, because as comedians, we're like, oh, there's a spot, I'm down. If it's in Niagara Falls, if it's like a 2-hour drive,
I'll take it.
I'm on my way. Yeah. So I did it, but the whole way there, because it's like a 40 minute drive from here. And I was so nervous, Kev, because
Like nervous as in like the first show that you did back in way back when, like the butterflies.
Yeah, the butterflies. I'm like, how do I even hold the microphone? All I have is like podcast experience now. So like, it's not like really jokey. Like what if I go up there and start telling stories about my favorite show, Superstore? They're like, what? Who are you?
But how was it? I mean, how was the crowd? What was it like?
It was really good because the host reassured all of us, because most of us haven't done stand up since like last year also.
Right.
So he was telling us, hey man, a lot of these people, they know that you guys have been off for a few months, so they're very forgiving. And it was a very good crowd. Like they were like laughing at everything, and like maybe they're just excited to be out, since they were just inside this whole time. So like any form of entertainment, you know what I mean? So it was really good, because like in Toronto, usually you have to like impress. You know what I mean? You have to impress the crowd. If they're not impressed, they're like, this guy sucks. But here they just wanted to be out. And I feel like when shows come back, like in Toronto, the crowd's gonna be like even more forgiving, because
for sure,
they've just been crammed inside for so long.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I'm pretty sure that the lineup was pretty funny, but the fact that it's been so long since people have been able to go to a show and just watch somebody make them laugh in person is just like an experience that they've been waiting for, especially with all this stuff going on in the world.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So it was a good reception. Like did you get any jokes that you did that didn't hit?
So some jokes, it's like half of it was like new stuff, because some of the stuff you can't really talk about. You know what I mean? I can't be like, oh, last week I went to the movies or something, or whatever, right? So some of it was like old, so like stuff I can use, what I mean, just making fun of like Brampton or something,
Right.
So that stuff was kind of easier, because I kind of remembered it. But some of the new stuff, like I was talking about like vaccines and stuff, like the acid and whatever. Some of that stuff, like I haven't done it since, I've only done it a few times last year. So I had to like actually like practice. Like I felt like 10 years ago, and I was like practicing in my car. Like I remember like me, JMO, Pepe, and we would go to like, I'd bring them to Hamilton Yuck Yucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I would like practice in the car, because it's like it's a long drive. So like on the highway, I'd be practicing.
Yeah. No, I mean that makes sense though. It makes sense.
Yeah. No, but it's so much fun. Like even though like I don't think I was ready, but I was like I needed to do this.
Yeah.
Just to be like, okay, I can still go up there.
Like the bug was it's still in you, and if anything, it was the flame was reignited to get back into.
The flame was reignited. That's what I was like, Kev, we got to do the podcast. Back the microphone.
I missed it, man. I missed it for 2 weeks. It has now become an integral part of the weeks.
I know. I missed you, Kevin.
Oh no, okay, yeah, I miss you too. Yeah, I meant more like
Just. Well, we have been keeping in contact. We've been keeping in contact for the past a few weeks, and you actually called me. You called me twice last week, and I was driving with my mom. And then you called, and then because they have like a Bluetooth thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't answer the phone, and then you're like, "Oh man," you start swearing or some shit.
Yeah. Hey, you fuck.
Yeah. How's it going? I'm like, "Oh, my mom's in the car. She can hear you."
Hi, Tita.
Yeah. So
how are you?
So I just skipped your call, but then as I'm driving, it says new voicemail. I was like, "Ooh, okay." And this is like 11 in the morning. So I'm like, why is he calling me 11 in the morning? All right. Okay. 5 minutes later, Kevin calls me again. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Then again, another voicemail. Now I'm freaking out. Now I'm mad. You know, I'm like, why the hell is he calling twice? And two voicemails? That's too much.
This must be important.
This must be important, or like this is some kind of emergency. But at this point, I'm like, if he's in that much trouble, I can't help him. You know, there are other people he can call if he's in need.
Oh,
You know, you're in London or wherever you are.
okay. Clearly, this is not the BFFs. It's I'm currently taking applications for a new BFF who would, you know, find a way to help
There's
me
a
out.
lineup. There's a lineup. You can call Jeremiah. You can call Daryl. They're closer to you than I am.
It turned out that it was a butt dial.
Yes, I finally dropped off my mom, and then now I'm freaking out because I'm like, what is this? So, what like should like now I feel bad because I'm driving and I'm like, should I have answered the call? What if it's like what if Kevin's like, oh my god, Ernie, I need someone to talk to right now. I don't know. Now I'm freaking out. Like, oh my god, did I ignore his call? And you know, he's in really big, you know, he's in a lot of trouble. So I dropped my mom off and I checked the voicemail. And then I heard it and I'm like, oh, it's just a pocket dial. And I was upset.
Pocket dial.
I was like, how dare you, Kevin?
But now I know, note to self, in a jam, call anyone but Ernie. Because he's clearly too busy.
I'm driving my mom. And I'm like, I think he knew. He knows. He knew that I'm driving with my mom. And he still wants to call and leave 2 voicemails.
That's how important it was.
Oh my god.
That's how important. I'm glad I didn't say anything stupid.
Yeah. My mom was like, oh, who was that? I'm like, oh, it's just Kevin. He's stupid.
He's
like, oh my god.
Calling again, Ernie.
It's an emergency.
Maybe you should pick it up. No. Don't worry.
Dude, come on, 2 voicemails. That's a little much, Kevin. You know,
if you're able to call somebody and leave 2 voicemails, I don't know if you're in that much of an emergency.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
You were telling me that somebody was asking about because we did a home birth. Did you say it was JMO?
Yes, JMO was asking. He's like, home birth? He didn't believe me. He didn't believe that was a thing. He thought those were only from the movies.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is something that's, I don't know. I mean, it might be more popular now, but the reason why we chose to do a home birth was because with Frankie, our first child, Kate was only in labor for like 30 minutes. Like we were supposed to go to a hospital in Hamilton and we didn't even make it there. We made it to the next town over from us in Grimsby and we barely made it there. Right. So the concern was that, you know, in St. Catharines, which is where they wanted us to go, it was 25 minutes away. And then going to Hamilton, again, same thing, 25 minutes away. There's a very good chance that if everything went the same way as Frankie's, that we'd be having that baby like on the side of the road or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just for like Kate's peace of mind, I guess, and for mine too. We chose to go with the home birth. So we had a midwife and everything like that. They did a whole lot of prep. On the day of, I think we went for a walk around 3:00, and then like 4:00, she started to feel like intense pressure, like cramps and everything like that. So we called the midwife around 4:30. By 5:00, she came in, and then by 6:19. Wyatt came through. But the whole process, it was just if somebody said, what would you rather do? I would say home birth, only because, and I know people who are in the healthcare industry, it's not a knock on them or anything like that. But the stress level when we had Frankie of having to, okay, oh, fuck, now we got to grab all our shit. Like, okay, let's make sure all the shit's ready. Did I get that? Did I forget that? Do we have this? Do we have that? You got to bring it in the car, make sure you have it. Um, Whereas this one was, let's call them, they come through, and they'll take care of everything else. Like if there was any need for ambulance, like it's on standby kind of sort of thing, and they'll do that. Every precaution was taken care of, and so I thought it was a much better way to do it, and that's just us. Not saying that's for everybody, but in terms of like the stress levels, definitely a lot better, and they were really good at keeping Kate calm. So I wasn't in the room because I was taking care of Frankie. Basically, we came up with this plan before because, as we talked to the midwives, I don't know what I'm doing. Whether I was in a hospital or with the midwives, I don't know what I'm doing. Right? Like
Oh,
there's
really?
classes that you take
Yeah, the
that you
Moss
can
classes.
help. Yeah, like and to help, but really all I am is just kind of obviously a support system.
Yeah.
But Caitlin and I came up with an agreement of like, okay, you go take care of Frankie, and that'll give me, Caitlin, a bit more peace of mind. I'll be more relaxed, and that should, help this whole thing be a bit more speedy.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, Frankie was perfectly fine. I popped in every once in a while to make sure everyone was okay in the room if they needed anything. The only part that kind of went bad was towards the end. So just like when the baby was coming out, it was only 2 pushes.
Okay.
She only had to push twice. No, it was definitely, I'm sure it was painful. Um, but that's when she started screaming the most.
Oh.
Like that's what, like, that, like, really loud screams. Um, but Frankie was watching her iPad, and she was watching Raya, the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
dragon,
Yeah.
and our internet kicked out. So it was doing that circle spinning thing. So it wasn't playing anything. So it was all quiet.
Oh, so Frankie starts screaming too.
Not really, but she was just like, she just kind of like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, what's happening to mama? Because I told her like her friends are in the room with her.
Oh,
She
so
probably thinks
can
that
but she can hear the screams, no?
she just heard those 2, like the only 2 that came out of Caitlin, because the internet kicked out for like, I
Yeah.
don't know, it was like 30 seconds or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But within that, those 2 pushes, the baby came, and then yeah, um, then the internet came back on.
Oh, wow. I thought like Caitlin screaming and then the internet kicks out and then Frankie's screaming too.
No. She was just kind of like, oh, whoa, like Frankie's like, what's happening to mama? And I was like,
Oh.
oh no, I think she's. I think they're just playing. I think they're just playing or something like that. I think your baby brother's coming out, and he can't hear her. He can't hear her, so she has to talk loud, kind of thing. But she wasn't traumatized or anything like that. It was really good. Afterwards, I got to cut the umbilical cord. So Frankie and I popped in there, and yeah, Frankie was like, she thought the baby was like a turd.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she's like, what is that, a poo? I was like,
The poo's
no,
crying.
the poo's crying. No, but for the most part, I mean, it wasn't traumatic or anything. She wasn't scarred or anything. She just wanted to make sure that her mom was okay. I will say though, like, just because uh, Caitlin's labor was pretty short,
Mhm.
I wouldn't say that it was easy at all, because there was definitely like, there was like leading up to it. I know it was like just 2 pushes, but those 2 pushes were pretty intense from what I heard, and even the pain leading up to it, like the cramping and then the contractions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
but I mean, like with them being there, it gave me a bit more sense of um like just like, cause like usually if I was in there, like with Frankie, all I was, I just held her hand and she screamed.
Mhm.
Like, so, I mean, like, I was just like that person, but there were 2 midwives there. They took care of everything. They kept her as calm as possible. And yeah, that was the whole process, start to finish. In
How many, like, how long was that? How many hours?
So I think she was in active labor for, let's just say, for 2 hours, maybe.
Oh, that's it?
Hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah. Ideally, what they say is that like the ideal labor is 4 hours. I think I can't remember exactly why they said that was, but I think it's just in terms of like pain disbursement. I don't know. But yeah, like 2 hours of the usually people are in labor for quite some time, and then all that was just compacted into 2 hours.
Wow.
So
But then how long do the midwives stay? Do they leave right after, or?
no. They cut it. All right, well, that's it. That's it
Start
for
the
me.
car.
One of them, like, they both stayed for a couple hours. One left a little earlier than the other one, but they stayed to make sure that everything was fine. They did a couple of, here's what you need to do for tonight, tomorrow, and they came, I think, day after day for at least a week.
Oh, okay.
Just to make sure everything was fine. Any questions or concerns, and they're still, even to this day, if Caitlin has any concerns or pains or anything, she can call them and they'll address that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, so I mean, it's pretty good. I'm not saying that the nurses, that they weren't good or anything with Frankie, but the experiences are a little bit different. Like the aftercare, it seems like, with the hospital, you give birth 24 hours later, like you're out the door kind of thing. Whereas the midwives, they come back, they check on you, they make sure you're okay, they make sure you're doing what you need to do for you and then the baby, kind of sort of thing. So I think I personally thought that this way was a lot easier because, again, what was it? 4:30, it started happening. 6:20 he came, and by like 9 o'clock, like, Caitlin asked if I could go get her A&W.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
And then, like, you're just at home, and it was just so fucking weird that like I'm just sitting there, and like 2 hours before this, it was only three of us, and now there's four.
Yeah.
Right. And it just kind of, whoa.
Man, that is crazy.
The miracle of childbirth.
Wow.
I wish I could do it. I don't.
Well, I'm ready.
So we're gonna end it now, so you can go for your walk.
Yes,
and your
17
nephew's probably
degrees.
gonna wake up soon.
I can hear him. He's waking up. So 17 degrees here. Gotta enjoy this weather before it snows tomorrow. Maybe.
You can listen to this podcast while you're enduring the snow.
Yes, I'll have this podcast ready while you're shoveling the Wednesday snow.
Perfect shoveling listening.
Yes. So hopefully you guys shovel for 30 minutes.
There you go.
It's perfect length. All right.
We're back, baby. We're back.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening as always, and as always, you can follow me on the internet at Ernie Vicente, and you can follow Kev
at Kevvarius, KEVVARIAS on Instagram.
Yes, and don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and the other stuff, Anchor.
Watch us on YouTube, and if you have any questions or comments that you want to throw at us, we'll read them out on air at the BFFisodes at gmail.com.
Yes. All right. Okay. I'll see you guys again next week.
Toodles.